Hello, y'all. Welcome to Jackalope Tales, urban legends and music, where we uncover, is that thing real or is that thing a jackalope? I'm your host, Charles Mooney.
And I'm Lisa Umbarger. And Charles and I are founding members of the Toadies, and now we're podcasting.
And fairy tailing.
Oh my God, so much.
Oh, Goldilocksing.
Yes.
And three bearing. Two bearing.
Definitely two bearing. and answering questions like, does a bear shit in the woods? Or is it suburban? Mostly suburban. The bear shits in the suburbs.
Saves it for the suburbs. Doesn't want to poop in his own home.
Right, I know.
Yeah.
Who can imagine that two musicians would have bear encounters?
No shit. I
like
know.
For real.
I know. When we were talking about this episode, you had talked about this one instance, and you came across someone else being involved in a bear situation.
Right.
And it's like, what the?
Yeah. Why are you fucking attracting bears in the suburbs? Or, at your vacation homes? What's up?
I don't know. Is Canada a suburb?
Is there any suburbs in Canada? No.
Yeah, no.
There's
don't think
not.
So.
It's an icy tundra.
So that's why we're calling this episode Grin and Bear It. Little play on words.
Yep.
So, yeah, but.
Have you ever encountered a bear?
Saw one from a long way away when I visited Colorado one year, but no threat, nothing like that.
Went to a bar in Florida. And I didn't.
Okay.
I should have realized walking in when they said, "Do you really want to come in here?" And I went in there, it was full of bears. Anyway, that's another story to tell another time.
Now, there was a barbecue place in Fort Worth. I'm trying to remember the name of it. It was a classic barbecue place. And when I was a kid, they had a big stuffed bear right at the entrance.
I thought it was sad because it got real dusty. And they never cleaned
the
it.
Nails started breaking off. And
and it just felt sad that beautiful bear was dusty. I don't know why.
I know. Well, and it's like, is the barbecue dusty? I know.
Right?
Yeah. They need to take care of their bears.
Right. Vacuum it or something. Do something.
Get that old little sweet devil or whatever out.
Swiffer the bear.
Yeah.
Oh, I know that bear. Swiffer the bear.
Aww. That's a children's story right there.
But I don't really have any bear stories, but raccoons are probably the closest wildlife that I have encounters with.
Yeah.
I know you've
Yes. Well, a family member had firsthand experience.
I think we both have family member raccoon stories. Why is this?
I don't know, but mine was where my uncle, who was really getting old, and his wife, my aunt, had passed away, and they were living on a golf course in Fort Worth. I mean, very well-to-do. And he kind of started really declining mentally. And here he is right on a golf course, country club, and 2-story house, and a raccoon. I guess they got those hands.
Right.
And it's like they can really manipulate with those hands.
They can like open jars and stuff.
Yes.
Give you the peace sign.
Oh, yeah. The finger. I mean, all of it.
They do all.
Well, this raccoon gave him the finger by getting into his attic. Well, I guess it reaches a point in your life where you just take in everything as a pet. I don't know. But he started feeding the raccoon up in his attic, and one raccoon, he got the word out, because then more raccoons started coming in, and it got to the point where they were going to have to put my uncle into like a nursing home or assisted living,
right?
Because he wasn't doing well on his own. And the exterminator had to come out, and they caught about
exterminator sounds
well, but they were humane about it.
Okay.
But they needed like 16 cages to get the 16 raccoons out of his attic, where the whole attic was filled. They poop in the attic. They didn't. So I guess they poop in the suburbs, but poop all over, pee everywhere. That place had to basically almost be completely renovated just to even make it sellable. So
you know what they say about your value when the raccoons move in. that they all bring their family, hang out on the golf cart, on the golf course, just like chilling by the pool.
Yeah, it's like horrible relatives. Yeah. I mean, the ones that wheel up and all of a sudden you don't expect them to be there.
Right.
And then you give them a little bit of food and all of a sudden they're staying longer.
Right. They move in.
Yes. It's like family squatters.
You know what would be really awesome is if he smuggled a raccoon in his luggage to the nursing home and they all kind of just like moved into the nursing
home. Oh, yeah. I mean,
or wherever he was. Was it a nursing home?
Yeah, it was.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, and he could give them like little things to do with their hands.
Right.
Yeah.
And all the old people are like, I've been playing cards with Jimmy the Bandit.
Some masked robber came in and took my Jello. Yeah. He was masked, I'm telling you. Gave me the finger and then ran off with my Jello. Or teach him to give him his medication.
Oh, God. Yeah, because raccoons would probably do like one for me, one for you. Right. And then there's all these like totally zoned out raccoons hanging out all over.
Oh, yeah. Oh.
You know what? That would probably be a really great place to live.
Yeah.
I would like it. Raccoon home. So I'm just a few years away from raccoon home.
Oh, you see it coming. Oh, man, it's like, don't take me to the raccoon home yet.
Speaking of raccoon home, because I have a family member that had the raccoon story too.
Oh,
so after my father passed away, my mom stayed in the big house by herself.
Mm-hmm.
Not the jail, not a jail.
Okay.
She stayed in stayed there, a giant house. We wanted her to move someplace smaller, but she wanted to hang out in the place she knew, which I get it. But she would call all of us 4 kids and say, I'm pretty sure homeless person's living in the attic. Because she saw one of those stories on TV or whatever where someone was living in the attic. She's like, I hear him talking up there and someone is living in my attic. We're like, what the fuck? And so we all thought that she was making stories up for us to come and hang out. So we're like, so we all talked amongst ourselves and we're like, let's go get mom and take her to lunch and stuff. Can we get her out of the house more?
A cry for a family to come over.
And so we're like, let's get her out. Let's take her out to buffet or whatever. And so, so we were over there and we heard something in the attic.
Yeah.
We're like, what the fuck?
Oh shit. And then you're like, ain't fucking lying.
Something big is up there. And so then in my head, I was like, oh my God, probably is someone in the attic. And then I started believing her because my mom was like, I had the garage door open and I'm pretty sure they went in through the garage door. I think I saw someone walk up there.
Holy.
And we're like, so we're like, we need to call the cops.
Yeah.
So we called the police and they showed up and they're like, someone is living up there. And we're like, oh fuck. Holy shit. And, I just imagine like they had a little cook stove and everything. And it's
right.
It's some fucking raccoons.
No.
Yeah, it was a big family of raccoons living up there. But my mom made up this whole story that she saw a dude
isn't that wild?
crawling up there. And I was like looking through the vents and I was like, man, are they like peeking down here or whatever?
Oh, yeah. God, man.
Raccoons.
Coming down during the night and cooking in the kitchen.
Yeah, I know. Like, yeah, my mom was saying stuff. She's like, I've had stuff missing.
Oh shit!
It's like, oh fuck!
Damn, teaches you to assume they're just crying for.
I know, but I just
company.
imagine. I know.
Man, well, these people didn't deal with raccoons.
These are bears. Bears are way different.
Yeah, way
different.
Bears in your attic.
You want me to go first?
Go for it.
So my person that I'm talking about is the lovely Johnny Rotten.
Oh.
Also John Lydon from the Sex Pistols. So many people know about the fires that have been happening in California lately.
Yeah.
And the fires have a lot of implications on wildlife and people.
Oh, yeah.
So people and animals are being displaced.
Mm-hmm.
So John Lydon lives pretty close to the forests.
Okay.
There. Yeah. And I have a friend, my friend Jill W. I'm not going to give her full name, told me the story about her neighbor, John Lydon.
Wow.
Yes.
Neighbors with the Sex Pistol.
I know, right? So I've seen a lot of TikToks lately about people who are saving like skunks who escaped the fires, and they're giving them water, and the poor skunks are hot and tired, and their feet are burned, and they're caring for them. Well, I don't think Johnny Lydon would do that. He's not. John Lydon's like, get the fuck away from me.
Yeah,
it's not like he doesn't have pets and shit.
Yeah, he'd probably get all cockney on them and get out of here.
But he had an encounter with something a bit bigger, which the bear. So on one evening, he heard a very loud noise under his deck.
Yeah.
And this is like just a couple months back. Not even a couple months, a couple weeks back.
Oh. Yeah.
So he ran back into the house and decided that he needed to wait and see what that loud noise was.
Mm-hmm.
So he got up the nerve, went back out, looked under his deck, and all he could see was a giant paw that was totally recognizable as a bear paw.
Okay.
It was a big giant paw. You couldn't see anything else except for this paw.
Yeah.
And he ran back into the house and decided that the bear would probably move on its own. So, he went about his business, didn't go out on the deck or the porch.
With a bear.
Right.
Yeah.
And so the next morning got up and was making his tea. He's like, oh, I'm going to go check. And he like stomps on the deck and he hears the fucking bear still underneath there.
Oh, shit.
He's like, oh, dang it. All right. So, and Johnny's kind of a recluse right now anyway. He doesn't really go out and do stuff. He kind of just is a homebody.
Okay.
So he couldn't go out and do anything even if he wanted to, even get groceries, because on the 5th day, the bear is still there.
Oh, shit.
And he's running out of food.
Oh, yeah.
And he's not going anywhere. The bear's still under his deck.
Oh, God.
So what does he do? He calls in groceries, the grocery store.
Let the delivery person risk it.
Didn't even say, hey, there's a bear under my deck.
Didn't put in the delivery comments.
Right. Didn't say anything about a bear.
Leave them and run.
So, this 20-year-old college student who's part-time delivery person for the grocery store shows up. He's got 6 bags of groceries. He deposits 3 of them on the porch.
Yeah.
Goes back to his car to get the other 3.
Yeah.
And turns around and there's a bear ripping into some cookies.
Well, that bear's
big fucking bear.
Hungry. No kidding.
And so Steve does what any other normal human would do.
Yeah.
Drops the fucking groceries.
Oh, yeah.
Because that bear's like, what do you got in there? What do you got? Some chicken?
I know.
Like, what do you got in those bags? I'm eating these cookies over here. I got to have something to wash it down. You got milk or something?
Yeah, because as far as the bear knows, that car brought food.
Yes.
So there must be more food
So
in
the bear
car.
starts approaching poor little college Steve. Steve runs back to his car and peels out.
Yeah, yeah.
Johnny's watching from the window.
Oh, no.
And he's like, that motherfucker didn't bring my groceries. He's a little pissed off. And he's looking at his groceries strewn across his drive. And he's like, God damn it. So he calls the grocery store and complains.
Okay. Oh, whatever.
And the grocery store is like, dude, a bear was at your house.
Yeah.
And they don't even know where the bear came from. They figured it came from the woods. They don't realize that motherfucker called them to deliver groceries when the bear's under his deck.
See, that's a dick
Which is
move.
It's total dick move.
Oh.
So after he called and they're not going to re-deliver groceries, he's like, I got to do something about this. I got to eat. Because now all of his groceries are eaten by the bear, and the bear has gone back under the deck. full.
Oh yeah, good for hibernating.
Right, there's trash everywhere. So he calls the cops. The police arrive, and the bear had come out and was sitting on the stairs eating a package of cheese.
Yeah. Aw. Sounds cute.
I know, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's just like a hand to bear some cheese.
Yeah, I know, right?
So he's eating some sliced cheese sitting on the stairs. I can just see it's like all happy.
I know, sitting up on its butt.
Right. And if Johnny Lydon had a porch swing, he'd probably sit in the porch swing and eat cheese.
Yes.
Man.
Yeah.
That sounds like a good life.
I know, right? That bear deserves easier.
So Johnny has anxiety and was freaked out a little bit while he was waiting for his groceries. So he had taken some medicine. He had self-medicated a bit to take the edge off. And he was watching out the window as the flashing lights were coming up his drive.
Yeah.
Flashing lights scared the bear. The bear went back underneath the deck.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And he can hear the cops talk to animal control, and they're all trying to figure out a plan.
Yeah.
Johnny's not coming out. They go and knock on the door, and they're like, hey, he's like, I'm not coming out there. You guys need to take care of that. I'm not coming out there. And they're like, well, we need to ask you some questions. And they're like, that's on you. You handle it. Please get the bear out of my yard. Get the bear away.
Yeah.
And so Johnny's freaked out, and he's just watching through the window. And he hears them talking about what he thought was him. What he heard was, he's just too fat to tranquilize. And because he's not in his right mind, John Lydon thinks that they're talking about him. They're like, what the fuck? They're coming for me now because I won't talk to them. Yeah. They're mad at me.
Oh, yeah. Because he always has that angst about authority.
He's like, those motherfuckers are coming for me, and I can't go out because the bear's under there, and it's no safe place. If I go out the back, it might follow. And so he locks himself in the bathroom.
Oh, my God. Yes.
And 5 hours later, it's gotten a little dark. No lights are on in the house. It sounds quiet. He peeks out, and it's really quiet. And he looks out. No, nothing's out there. There's no flashing lights. He stamps on the deck. He didn't hear the bear, but it's getting dark, so he's not going to risk it.
Yeah.
So he just goes to bed.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So the next morning, one of his neighbors comes over to check on him because they saw the police cars and everything. And it actually was a big news story that they had to get this bear out of this deck.
Yeah.
In this neighborhood. And Johnny did not know what happened until the next day when his neighbor came and said that they had to lure the bear out because it was so big and so well fed that they couldn't tranquilize it to get it out. So they had to lure it out and put it in a cage and then carry it off.
Okay.
And it was this big to do, and it took several hours to get this bear out.
God.
And then he's like, oh shit, they weren't talking about me.
While he's just in his house, they're having to do all the work.
Right. And he had felt, he's been feeling pretty weird because he gained a lot of weight. Have you seen Johnny?
I have.
He's gotten large. He's not taking care of himself. And so he was already feeling a little bit embarrassed about his weight. And he couldn't even think about anything other than him being too fat to tranquilize. But it was nice of his neighbor to call on him and check, see if he's good. But it also turned out that both the bear and Johnny can be lured out of hiding with a package of Pepperidge Farms Milano cookies.
Cookies and cheese. That's such the little grade school lunch. Oh, man. Cookies and cheese. You can't go wrong with it.
Right?
The 2 C's of life.
Poor Johnny.
Man, I know. I have seen some interviews with him lately.
It doesn't seem like he's doing well.
Very healthy. Yeah.
I think his mental state seems questionable.
Oh, man. I mean, the life he's led, and then it's like, I don't know. I don't know what his mind state is.
Do Instagram stuff like Snoop and say, oh, y'all hating and I got too much love.
Coming from a Sex Pistols. No joke. Oh, wouldn't that just be ironic how they...
Wouldn't it be awesome if he answered, if he was just like real punk rock when he, instead of timid and scared, he answered the door and they're like, hey, we're having questions. He's like, fuck off, and slams the door.
Right.
That's what I want to hear. I want to hear him being like, bollocks, yelling shit at, or yelling at the bear. If he goes out and yells at the bear.
That's what Johnny Rotten would have done.
Right. He would have spit on the bear and yelled at him. It's like, get your furry ass out of my house. Right?
That's
Wouldn't he
what
scream
I
at
would have.
him?
Yeah, just skinny little Johnny Rotten. Just
get your big fat furry bullocks out of here. Yeah, that's what would happen.
Oh God!
Not like sitting dipping Pepperidge Farm Milano cookies in his tea.
I know. And I keep imagining the little curtain moving back while he looks out with
and you see his big round
face.
White face because he never goes out in the sunlight, and his red hair.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I love the Sex Pistols, but I didn't like I never really cared for the guy I'm about to talk about, Michael Buble. A little old crooner.
Right. He's a MILF guy. I think he's a fan of the MILFs.
Oh, okay.
Soccer moms and MILF.
Yeah. So kind of makes them a little bit weak-kneed and
right.
Oh, what a way to be known. Okay, but
people who wear knickers like him.
Oh. Okay, fair enough. I can hear that. All right, so we got Michael Buble. This is back in 2003. So
how did we not hear this story?
I have no idea. When you said this to me, it's like this has got to be the most fake. I mean, Michael Buble.
Right. It should have been front page news.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, okay.
But
let me hear the story.
Yeah.
This is crazy.
So this is, he's Canadian.
Mm-hmm.
And in 2003, he was actually not the main star, but he had a role in a film that was being shot in Canada called The Snow Walker. And interestingly enough, it's about some guy who ends up having to get stranded with a little girl out in the wilderness, and they have to survive,
sing their way out of the wilderness.
Yeah, exactly. While she has probably some medical issues. Right. So, that creates all the drama.
Right.
But the cast and crew, they were all out kind of in the foresty, more secluded areas of Canada. So they had to move all of the filming equipment, costumes, all that stuff along with them out into this area. Well, and I guess they kind of had this thing that they like to do there because, I mean, of course, you've got all the costumes for the movies and all these others that they have just in case. Well, there were some animal costumes that were kept on basically in storage, where they just bring the whole wardrobe. And it's, I guess, when you're just out there and cold and filming and all this stuff, you start kind of doing silly stuff.
Right. Entertain each other.
Yeah, exactly. It's kind of like being on the road. Yep. You just kind of get bored and you want to change it up a bit. And so the cast and the crew, they had this prank thing where, during filming or during breaks, someone would put on one of the animal costumes and then just kind of do the whole thing of hide in their dressing little RV and shock them, or just run on the set just as a joke.
I would do that.
It would be fun.
I would do that.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the most popular costume was this brown bear costume. And then they of course had to redo the scene, but there'd be filming, and then all of a sudden this brown bear would run in the background. So just things to make it fun. But they finished filming, and it was a survival drama. So they got it all done, and everyone was celebrating at Churchill, Manitoba, which is a town along the coast of the Hudson Bay in Canada. kind of a harsh tundra kind of area, but there's a beach there. And during the wrap party, finishing up, Michael and the main actor of the movie, Barry Pepper, what an actor Barry name, Pepper. And was celebrating.
Is he related to the pig, Peppa Pig?
They do all, well, that's British, but I guess I was going to say kind of French,
right?
But could be. But they were all there celebrating, finishing the movie, and cast and crew were all there, and they're getting drunk on Moosehead Lager and Molson Canadian.
Fuck yeah.
Oh man, that's some good beer, actually.
When I was in Canada, the people of Canada told me that Canadian beer, Molson Canadian, they call it runny bum beer.
Runny bum?
Because it gives them the shits.
Yeah? Did you have any?
Yeah.
Did it give you the shits?
No.
Oh, okay.
It's my good American solid. We eat a bunch of crap anyway.
Yeah, exactly. We have all the immunities coating our intestines, so we don't get messed up by any
runny bum.
Well, and of course, when you're drunk, I mean, they were all drinking heavy, celebrating. You can come up with some silly ideas, of course.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things that Michael, Barry, and these other friends, here they are drunk and kind of just really happy. They decided they suddenly wanted to go run down to the beach. So, which is right off of there.
I mean, I probably would do this too.
It sounds like
I'm ticking off the boxes going, I do that.
Plan.
I do that. I do that.
Yep, exactly. And I've never really thought about beaches in Canada. I thought it was all just snow, ice, and all that. But there are. They go bolting down to the beach, running over the dunes, and it's getting dusk time because, I mean, of course, evening party. And they get down to the beach a ways away, and they get down there and they see one of their buddies dressed in a polar bear outfit, kind of a little far away.
Yeah.
And Michael, I mean, starts kind of getting excited because it reminds him of all the different things that they would do to prank each other. And he starts playing along and yelling at the bear like, "Do you have your Coca-Cola, Mr. Bear? I'll get you one." And so then Michael and his buddies that are all standing there seeing the guy dressed in the polar bear suit, they then decide they want to run back to the house to grab their other animal outfits because they're thinking they come up with the idea they want to do an animal party.
Frolic on the beach.
Exactly. And so while his buddies have run off to get the costumes, Michael's there just kind of laughing and having a good time with this. He hears someone swearing and screaming at him, screaming bloody murder. But Michael couldn't make out what the person was yelling because they were kind of a ways away down. Well, it turns out that the person yelling was a part of the Canadian Beach Patrol.
Oh, shit. Okay.
And they are screaming at them to get away because the beach at that point in time of the season was being inhabited by a large number of real polar bears that were up and down the coast of the beach. So it was the polar bears will hang out where seals are.
Yeah.
That's part of their diet. And evening time, the seals were out. And so polar bears had somehow migrated to that area. And so here you have Michael thinking it's one of his buddies in a costume. They're running off to get their costumes.
Oh, shit.
And so the polar bear, Michael
was fast.
Oh, yeah, they can be. Yeah, definitely. Because it's like one gallop from a polar bear is like 30 steps of a human.
Right.
And the polar bear Michael was yelling at and making kind of poking fun
at. Rocks at it.
Yeah, snowballs or sandballs, whatever, sand snowballs, was starting to get aggressive and moving towards him. And so the beach patrol ended up having to tranquilize the bear.
This one wasn't too fat to tranquilize.
No, this one was actually the healthy one. It was the non John Lydon bear. Well, Michael thought that they had actually shot and killed his buddy. So
he still didn't know it was a real bear.
No, because he couldn't hear them.
Oh, fuck.
And the bear's starting to come towards him, and he thinks that it's his buddy.
Right. They're all fucking around on the beach.
Yeah. And so he thinks that these people have shot and killed his buddy. And he falls to the sand and starts crying and yelling and so then the beach patrol is starting to approach, and then they're shocked because then a group of animals come running over the sand dune.
Tell me that one of them was a T-Rex. Can you mention like those blow up T-Rex?
Well, one was a gorilla, the brown bear, a unicorn. and they're like, what the hell? And then they see a cow and a chicken carrying a big cooler. And these animals are hooting and hollering down the dune. And they're screaming big animal love fest. So,
oh fuck, that's awesome.
But you're right, that would have been great to have
you like see a T-Rex going over
T-Rex
the
where
dunes.
It's carrying the human with the legs kicking. But the beach patrol ended up having to basically corral all the drunken animals that are dressed up and control all of them. And they corralled them, and then they got them all kind of settled. And that's when Michael realized that these were actually authorities from Canada that had actually only tranquilized a real bear.
As they look down the beach and see more bears.
Yeah, there were more down there, but not as close. And so basically drunken idiots that had to be gathered back up and taken back up to the house. But I actually did read where polar bears, I mean, unlike regular bears, they only attack if they feel threatened or if you're around the cubs. The polar bears actually see humans as prey. So they will come after you. So Michael has actually talked about this experience. I think he even talked about it on Kelly Clarkson's show, but where he almost got killed by a polar bear.
See, I always imagine polar bears just live on little blocks of ice in the ocean.
Right, just chilling
they hang out
with the northern lights showing behind them.
Yeah, and then every once in a while they get a Coca-Cola.
Yeah, exactly.
Mexican Coca-Cola is best. They like
they
that.
Wear the sunglasses.
Right.
Yeah.
And they like chill and float around in the ocean on those ice.
Yes, the little ice breaking things. Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, in some instances.
I didn't know that they showed up on the beach and like
they just go wherever I guess food is. And man, that would have been funny as hell to see them start eating a cow and a chicken and start drinking moose head.
Oh my God. Can you imagine? Okay. That could have been like really messed up.
That bear would really get the runs after eating all that.
But I wonder if the polar bear might take a fancy to the brown bear.
Oh no.
Can you imagine? Like,
oh
hey,
God.
And so like 2 years later, you see a really tattered brown bear costume. They're floating away on one of those giant ice cubes. It's just kind of tattered from.
Yeah, with a big old hole in it.
Yeah. It's out there living. It's out there living.
Oh, their polar bear wanted to make a tan bear.
Oh man.
Oh Lord. So who would have thought we'd come up with
two bear stories?
Bear stories.
I wonder if there's any more. This might be I might have to throw down the gauntlet. See if there's
I don't know if
more
there's a
bear.
way, but that's the thing about the music world is that nothing surprises me anymore.
Right. Like,
I mean,
who fucking taunts polar bears?
Yeah. I mean, you could Google them what you think is the most ludicrous, obnoxious thought, and it's going to come up saying, yeah, Lionel Richie did that.
Right. Join us next time with Hippo Encounters.
Yeah. Right.
Oh, man. Wait. You know what lures hippos in? Kazoos.
Does it tame a polar bear?
No, they don't.
That's like the call to like come eat me.
Right. Sounds like a duck.
Yeah. Like, oh my God.
I would like fowl.
Yeah. But oh yes, the great old Lone Star Salute.
Yes, and this is where we read your one-star reviews of anything to do with music, anything, venues, music, albums, the musician themselves, performances.
Yeah, just anything where the opinion really is worth reading.
Right.
Yeah, because it's like, that hits me right in the feels.
Right. You had to get this off your chest. It sucked.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like they went polar bear on some event, something. Right. So, do you want to go first on this? I will. All right.
So I am reading a review of, and I hope I'm pronouncing this right. It's a Johnny Lydon live show where he played some music and then spoke because he wrote a book. So it's like a little mixed thing. So he played a show, took a little break, and then took questions about the book. Oh, and this is at the Crew Lyceum Theater, and it was October 11th, 2021. Oh. And this is by Lou. Lou says, disappointing show, average theater. I went to see John Lydon here, who was the lead singer of the Sex Pistols. My partner is a big fan, and having been a punk in his youth, really wanted to see John. The theater was okay. The staff was a bit jobs-worthy. I don't know what that means.
Okay.
With one person questioning why a couple wanted to use the lift, and she insisted on pressing the lift buttons for a disabled person who wanted to use the elevator and who looked capable of doing it for himself.
Okay.
The ladies' toilets smelled strongly of urine. Only old people would review something like this, right?
Yeah. That's kind of a given at a club.
It's where pee happens. It's going to smell like pee happened there. Right. Anyway, all right. So the actual show itself was appalling. They didn't let us into the theater until well after 7:30. And people were milling about and waiting. Okay, has this person never been to a show?
Anyway. Yeah.
So John Lydon didn't even come on till about 8. Okay, they got in at 7:30. He came on at 8.
Oh my God, yes.
35 minutes later, he went off. And then nearly 30 minutes with an intermission, he came on again for 40 minutes and answered questions from the audience. I have no opinion of John Lydon whatsoever. Well, it sounds like she does.
Oh, yeah.
But the tickets weren't cheap, and this show offered poor value for the money. For a man who has an interesting life with many stories to tell, including probably that fucking bear story.
Yes, right.
This was a missed opportunity and obviously just an easy money-making scheme to promote his book. Very disappointed.
Oh. To me, if a show is all wrapped up and done by 10, that's a great night.
I know, right?
I mean, good God.
Last night when I was at the show, my watch kept reminding me that it was my bedtime.
Yeah.
I start getting ready for bed. Do you have that?
Yes, thing? My phone will go off saying you need to start getting ready for bed.
My watch was like, hey, it's 9:15. It's time to start wrapping things up. So you can be in bed by 9:30.
Doesn't it make you feel tired when that goes off?
Yeah. I was looking around. Oh, and this is the other funny thing about old people at shows. My watch also tells me when it's too loud.
No.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. And it kept flashing yellow and it had a picture of an ear saying,
oh, I bet it was pissed all
you're
night.
in a loud environment. And I was like, right, bitch, I'm going to cuss.
Yeah, hell but yes.
It hasn't been coming off. I know.
God. You know, I saw Johnny perform as PIL quite a few years ago. And I remember, I mean, good God, what a staple of punk. I mean,
right?
I was really excited to see him, and he was good, but I was more impressed with his musicians that were on stage.
Yeah.
That bass player of Kazoo.
Yeah.
And
Nick. His name's Nick.
Yeah. And his guitarist. I mean, they were very good musicians.
He's surrounded by great musicians.
He really was. So it was a good show. I mean, it was neat seeing him, but I was more enamored by the musicians. So,
yep.
But he wasn't heavy then. Not yet.
He still has this charisma.
Yeah.
And holds the stage. I've seen him a couple of times now.
Oh, yeah.
And there's just something about him. And I'm sure it's all in my head because he's so iconic.
Oh,
right.
Yeah. Yeah. What he represents from the 70s. Oh, my God.
And he would, just that little scowly, bitchy thing that he does. I love so much.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway.
Well, mine is a review of Michael Bublé's first album by a guy named M. Dawson. And
from Dawson's Creek.
Yes, I guess so. But he titled his Boy Is This Generic.
You think?
You think? Does he have a pleasant voice? Sure. But while Mr. Buble can carry a tune, he is completely void of any character. What made Frank Sinatra, Tony Bennett, Dean Martin, Sammy Davis Jr., etc. so popular is that they performed their songs in their own style. Each sounded different from the others without stepping on anybody else's toes. Michael Buble gives sterile, boring renditions of timeless classics. If the Josh Groban sheep think that this is a torch music, that's a sad state of music knowledge these days. Do yourself a favor and buy Frank Sinatra's In the Wee Small Hours and hear a true master at work, one who sings from his heart and not from a production board.
Wow. So, it's kind of, I think really it's valid.
True. Yeah.
Totally valid. But
because it's the most impressive thing about someone doing a cover is when the cover becomes their own.
I agree.
By far.
I agree.
That's why it's like I can't get into cover bands because that's just aping.
Well, it's what we talked about in that episode where Dolly Parton did the rock album.
Yes. Yeah.
And she just basically hopped on and did karaoke with Twisted Sister or whatever.
And the things you were talking about where there were so many things she could have made hers.
Right. And Michael Buble he's got a beautiful voice.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was totally milking that Frank Sinatra thing.
Oh.
And again, the MILF crowd loves him. Because he's their Frank Sinatra.
Oh yeah, and MILFs buy a lot of CDs.
So, they have a minivan with a CD player, and it's full of Buble.
It's what they put on before they get it going. They MILF it up. Oh, but
Buble is what I call my husband's balls.
Buble 1, Buble 2.
Those little Bubles.
Oh my God. Okay. The way we started integrating words into our vocabulary.
Now that we're all laughing, we're going to go into the happy ending. You know
speaking
what?
of Bubles.
You know what? Cup the Bubles at the happy ending.
Oh, yes.
And
the blue Bubles.
Well, that's not a happy ending.
No, but they could be made a happy ending.
Yeah, you got to release the color.
Yeah.
Anyway, oh gosh. So in this happy ending, like we know that these bear encounters happened.
They did.
The one with Johnny Lydon is so new that it hasn't really
That's true.
surfaced as many places. So,
yeah,
there's probably some things to fill in there that, could be questioned.
Oh, yeah.
But the Michael Buble, it wasn't covered enough. That one should have been covered more.
Oh, that one. It's like, and that we get into all the music news. How the hell did we miss that?
I don't know. But I will tell you this: there's no place that's safe anymore. You could, in the water, you're going to be eaten by a fucking shark.
Yeah.
On land, there's going to be homeless raccoons living in your attic. There's going to be some fucking bears.
Bandits, yeah.
Right. Can't go to the beach. Can't live in your own home.
No.
So there are animals everywhere. No place is safe.
Shit.
Be on guard.
Yeah.
Or make friends with a woman who does rescue.
Yeah.
Because guess what? She would have come if John Lydon had called his friend who rescues cats down the road, Jill. My friend Jill rescues cats. Go get Jill. Jill would rescue and rehome that bear no time flat. Probably find a foster for it and give it a little bowl of milk.
Yeah.
And so I think here's your survival kit, kids. Here you go. Here's the last message from us for your happy ending so that you can live longer. Have a rescue friend.
Yeah.
Have their number easily available, and maybe have bear spray or a taser.
Yeah. And
for a
tip
bigger thing.
your grocery delivery people.
Oh my God.
Well,
right?
If you're going to put them in a life or death situation.
Yeah, or at least let them know, hey, there's a homeless bear living under the deck, and there might be a homeless person in the attic. I don't know. So be careful, beware.
Yeah, have a clear conscience. Give them a warning.
God, man, he's just trying to make it through college.
Yeah, it's like, don't be a dick and not warn them and not tip
right.
them.
Right.
God, no respect.
None at all.
No.
Anyway,
but we're trying to make it better.
Totally. Yeah. So, and the way that we make it better. We're going to have another show. So thank you for listening.
Oh my God.
We really appreciate y'all. Please follow all the links in our show notes and find us on all the socials.
Yeah, definitely. Like, subscribe, rate, leave reviews on Apple Podcast. Anywhere you get your podcast, new episodes out every Wednesday. Shorts come out on the X and YouTube, all that fun stuff.
All the shorts.
Give us a subscribe. We love that. And God, if we can go live, we could give bear plans and things like that live.
Right. A bear warning so we can like have live bear predictions of where they might be. Like people in Fort Worth, take cover.
Oh yeah, I'll get a
bear sighting. Oh man, we do bear sightings. We can put a pin in it.
Yeah, we got a sighting in Idaho.
Right.
They're
you guys,
moving south.
For your safety, please subscribe so we can start going live to give you bear coverage.
Yeah. Oh, God,
right.
That's good. I like.
We
that.
need it.
Yeah. We'll have multiple maps, and we'll talk about weather.
Well, we like weather.
Oh yeah.
Whether you like it or not. Anyway. Join us next time as we question, is it real or is it a jackalope tale?
Or is it a homeless person in the attic?
I think I might offer my attic up and see if someone would like to live there.
Really?
Because I think that it would help get the raccoons out. So what's worse? Because if you're like, hey, you can live up there, but you got to kick out the raccoons.
Oh my God. But then if they all get along, you're then going to have a human and raccoons. And then the human's probably going to bring their kids over. Oh, it's going to be a mess.
What?
Then you're going to be the one moving out.
I know.
But don't do it.
Because it's like the lady who swallowed a fly.
Yeah. Do you know why she swallowed a fly?
Perhaps she'll die.
Teamwork makes the dream work. Oh, all right.
Peace.
We'll talking to you next Wednesday.
Thanks, y'all.
Bye.